Why should we hear it? What's the question of answer?
No, my lord. Are your lordship hearing the matter? Yes.
Yes, please argue.
Yes. So your lordship may kindly see, my lord, that if your lordship may kindly see, my lord, the first order, page 95, my lord, of this court, my lord.
Have you filed any appeal?
Yes, my lord.
Then go on before the appeal. Today we have got the report.
So that's what I'm saying, Lord. That's what I'm saying. No, let there be a comprehensive hearing, my lord, or at, my lord, 2:30, since your lordships are hearing it, my lord. Yeah, I cannot, my lord, ask your lordships to, my lord, apply your mind now and then again, my lord. That's why I said, my lord. At 2:30, if your lordship want, otherwise, my lord.
Every day they become a fashion.
No, my lord. What? See, my lord, if you have a pain over here, my lord, we have come to the highest court. We can't go anywhere else.
Their appeal.
No, I'm not. Then I wish to argue it out, my lord, before your lordship passes any order. my lord.
Please argue then.
Yes, my lord. So your lordship may kindly see, my lord.
Why should we not look at any document? You have filed the appeal.
The
first.
reason is, my lord, I'll give a reason. No, your lordship, my lord, will not get angry at the first instance, my lord. Your lordship may kindly hear me, my lord. So your lordship may see, my lord, is, my lord, passed effective order is 10/3/2026, my lord. Where your lordship, my lord, said, my lord, kindly have, my lord, page 95.
Please tell us, you have, the judicial officers have not found you to be a valid voter, right? Your names have been excluded. You have gone in appeal. We have constituted the tribunal. Today we have received,
Yes.
today we have received the report that tribunals are functioning right from today morning.
What I'm saying is this.
So what you want to argue for?
Because Mr. Naidu said, my lord, that 9th is the freezing date, my lord. I will not be heard after that. If I'm going to be heard today, my lord.
Your appeal is allowed, and if they don't include, then come to us.
So, my lord, are the appeals being heard today, my lord? Is my question, my lord, to the ECI.
Well, you can't blackmail the tribunals like this.
Doing that, my lord, your lordship, first, my lord, I have not even placed my case, my lord. I have not even placed my case, my lord.
You have filed your.
My lord, today, your lordship, my lord, at the first instance sent me, my lord, to Justice Siva Gana. Now, that order, the substantive of that order, my lord, is three-phase. The first is, my lord, those who are having. No, no, I'm explaining.
They have resolved their MOP that has been circulated. Yesterday, they have got all the judges on the appellate tribunal. They have learned how to deal with on the online appeals. That training has been completed. The Chief Justice of the High Court has informed us officially that today they have started hearing the appeal. If you have an urgency in your appeal, go and make out a case.
My lord, we are there, my lord. The only problem is, my lord, I'll be very.
Only because your clients can afford to come via Supreme Court. Therefore, we should ignore the other appeal.
No, I can't, my lord, I argue like this, my lord. Then there's no point, my lord. Then I leave it just like that, my lord. If I'm not allowed to argue also, my lord, then what's the point, my lord?
No question of
My
argument.
lord, the thing is, my lord, your lordship may kindly see, my lord. My lord, your lordship may kindly say. 9th, Mr. Naidu, my lord, says, my lord, that all the list has frozen. Is the list frozen?
Not the final authority.
My lord, he doesn't even place the matters. The election commission doesn't even place the matters before Justice Siva Gana. Your lordship may see the order, what they do. Just pass the order. They don't even place the orders. They don't know what is happening.
Already.
The ECI doesn't know what is happening. They don't place it before the court. Your lordship.
What's that concern about them? You go.
So because they are supposed to have all the documents.
Somebody without any basis.
Former Chief Justice of the High Court, the appellate tribunal. Why don't you go and argue your appeal there?
My lord, the reason is, my lord, that the freezing date, they say, is 9. If they make a statement today, my lord, that all appeals are going to be heard, I am not going to come here.
You go there, you argue this.
I am there, my lord. It's not being taken up. There is a practical difficulty, I'm saying, before this court with very folded hands, my lord. There is a practical difficulty. The people are lined up, my lord. The appeals are not being heard, and he says the freezing date is on the 9th. Let the freezing date be extended. That's what I'm saying.
That cannot.
They are nobody to decide it. That will be decided either by the appellate tribunal, or if your appeal is allowed, we will decide.
So, my lord, my only request today is, my lord, with folded hands, my lord, and I'm, my lord, requesting with the greatest humility, my lord, will all the appeals who are there, my lord, will they be decided within a given time frame, or will they come beyond the late? That is our request. An honest voter, my lord, who was there, my lord. And
same answer. That do you want us now through a judicial order command these? Thankfully that these former judges, former chief justices have agreed on our request. You want us now put them under pressure to decide how many appeals?
I don't want. What I say is, my lord, the former chief justice, a great respected chief justice of, my lord, the Honorable Supreme Court of the High Court, my lord, has given 3, my lord, categorical findings. A, those who are having Aadhaar, those who are having passport, will fall into the
We will not get
the judgment of this court. So, my lord, all those who come under that category in one, my lord, in one swing, they will, my lord, immediately be allowed.
That is for the appellate tribunal.
Correct, my lord.
Decide.
Correct.
They have themselves, as we understand from a communique by the Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court, sat in a conference, worked out the manner in which they are going to dispose of the appeal.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, there is a large number of
Of course, but there is a practical difficulty.
Today, we are not in a position to say that you dispose of X number of appeals every day.
I don't
So,
say that. I don't.
Let us see if the Honorable the former Chief Justice has passed an order. It is expected that the committee of the tribunals, they will follow the same, or if they
They have
differ,
already
they will
circulated.
give their reasons
We
for
are sharing
differing.
with you, they have already.
Today, in a
Yes,
particular
yesterday
case,
they had-
ECI chooses, today in a particular case, ECI chooses not to place records, or that is to say, not to seriously oppose an application. But there may be cases and cases where ECI feels that they will seriously oppose an application. It has to be left to the
Most-
ground granular reality of each and every
I-
case.
Let's,
bow down
before the last
completely.
date of nomination,
I bow
before
down.
the last date of nomination, whenever
Yes.
anybody came, we volunteered. We have never taken on any technicality. We said that today itself we'll request the Honorable
See,
Appellate Forum
they say-
so that could be disposed of.
Predicament.
And he wants to accuse
If we.
because we have helped.
If we pass an innocuous order accepting your claim, look at.
No.
this.
I don't mind. I don't want my claim to be adjudicated by this court. I'm so sorry, my lord. If that is the idea, my
All
lord,
this-
I take everything back. My only prayer and the only prayer is, my lord, great respect, my lord. Please let, my lord, the appellate tribunal, my lord, hear me within a given time frame so that I'm a mapped voter, my lord, with Aadhaar, with passport. Should I come into the same category?
Millard,
Everybody will claim.
I
want to
I
commit the
believe
same
there are
category.
30 lakh appeals.
Our earlier order can be the same order so far as your clients are concerned. That one of the tribunals will take up your case and dispose it of. But to say that it is to be done by tomorrow or day after tomorrow,
And-
in your part, there was one particular case where there was a candidate.
Candidate.
Correct.
He himself represented Millets.
Why we gave that specific time frame is because of section 100 of the Representation of People's Act.
My lord,
Unfair denial of participation as a candidate is a ground to cancel an election. But right to vote will pursue until and unless it is
Right.
a enormous number of electors.
Which can
Under
have-
section 100
Again,
does
on the-
not fall as one of the grounds for cancelling an election.
And
If-
not
if-
the
if-
voters, as
if-
my brother
if
has
we not-
pointed out, where the, again, borrow the language of the statute, which can materially affect the election.
Yes,
Sir.
material,
what I'm saying
not
is,
mere omission.
Very important thing.
if an idea is given, my lord, no.
Consider this, a number of 10%
Yes.
of the electorate does not vote. And the winning margin is more than 10%.
Ah.
What will happen?
Only
Will
academic
the election
exercise.
be set at
Lord,
naught?
Lord,
Only
election.
academic exercise,
No,
but suppose margin
Sir,
is
this-
5%.
but margin is 2%.
Then
And 15% of the electorate who are mapped could not vote. There may be, we are not expressing any opinion,
True.
but definitely we have to
True.
apply our minds. to
Your,
that.
your lordship's main worry would be, my lord,
You
that those who,
understand?
your lordship's main,
We
your
are-
lord,
We are making a very graded approach
of course, my lord. Your-
to ensure
Yes, my lord.
that all the rights,
Yes.
including the fundamental duty of the Election Commission as a constitutional
Yes.
body, are balanced and a fair and impartial exercise is undertaken.
If, my lord,
Not to forget, never,
Lord, if-
keep this in your mind,
If-
that the concern of a vigilant voter whose name perhaps correctly or incorrectly is not in the list, is not in our minds.
of course it would be, you know,
It's
your lordship's, my lord, are men,
definitely the foremost in our
my
minds,
lord,
sir.
men of wisdom, my lord, great, my lord, learning, my lord. Only one thing, my lord, if an idea is given,
the very creation of appellate tribunal
yes,
is that idea.
yes, my lord, I know.
To
It has
ensure
been
that
a-
there should be a second.
My lord, it has
platform.
been a gigantic effort by this court, my lord. This court has leaned over backward, my lord, to ensure that the rights are protected. My lord,
You are only talking inclusion. There's an objector filing an appeal.
If
An objector filing an appeal in
object,
respect of an inclusion in the electoral roll as per the recommendation of the judicial officer. If that is also allowed, then that person has to be removed from the electoral roll.
but today, my lord,
They have
what-
done it, there is another, that's our worry, there is another.
it has been, my lord, quite taxing on this court, my lord, because of the time frame, my lord. I fully appreciate your lordship, my lord, has done a
This
great
is
effort by
the-
700, my lord,
It is
judicial.
the judicial officers and now the appellate.
Yes, my lords.
So, my lord.
My lords may
only-
recollect, my lords.
Only two
Initially,
submissions,
your
my lord.
lordships were not even inclined to have an appellate tribunal,
Only two submissions.
saying that one, since the judicial office have been exercising the power granted by your lordship, that should be the one, nobody should sit in appeal. Then my lords have relaxed it, that one, said that let there be an appellate forum. And these people have their remedies there.
Very vital questions involved, right?
Yes, my lords.
See, we have permitted the constitutional authority with its concern of purity of electoral roll to go into inquisitorial exercise.
Yes, my lords.
If you see the original SIR notice, it talks of the benchmark as 2002 electoral roll.
Yes.
So the SIR that had comments does not touch a person who is in 2002.
Yes, my lords.
But when you flag logical discrepancy, you in fact touch that 2002 electoral roll.
My lords, what we have said is anybody who has been there in that one, they are automatically in.
But then the logic,
Provided, my lords, provided they can put their credentials and track this thing without
No,
any
sir.
discrepancy.
sir,
Yes, my lords, with
No,
great
sir.
respect, I can demonstrate.
2000, if you
Yes, my lords. Yes,
will examine it definitely.
indeed.
But
Yes.
we can tell you the way we read the 2002, your notification, a 2002 electoral roll is fixed. It is not touched. What is touched is people who are relating them to the 2002 roll, like a son whose father is there. He relates to 2002 roll through what? Through a passport, through any other document. 2002 roll is the benchmark. Why? Last election intensive is that. In the logical discrepancy list, and that is why in your final list that you published, you did not delete them.
My lords, absolutely, there's no question of any
I
deletion.
did not delete
Every person has to submit a form
No, sir.
where they have to
Not-
establish that it's one and the same person.
Please again examine your.
Yes, my lord.
notification.
I will. I will examine.
A 2002 entered voter does not require to give anything.
Your lord.
And that was the submission. You were not present.
He has to give a form
Mr. Naidu,
affirming that he is the same person.
when the Bihar SIR was argued.
Yes.
And we understand Bihar SIR is a facsimile of the SIR that we are dealing today. Because that's a common SIR. The submission was very
The
clear.
only difference is.
Millards, the same form, the same method, nothing has been changed.
That is
And
so.
what we have said is that, Millards,
That's so the submission from ECI was unequivocal.
Yes.
A person in the 2002 electoral roll does not require to give anything.
Millards, he need not prove anything further. Only thing, he is the same person. For that purpose, we have given two columns. The column which reflects 2002 name and the present credentials. If they match, automatically is in. In most of the cases, Millards, unfortunately, they have not taken care to put the correct particulars. They've invited the trouble.
If that is so, please examine the written submissions put in the Bihar SIR
We will.
case.
We will.
It is very clear.
Millards, I take it and I'll just
Not
come back
that
to your
the
lordships.
entire electorate has to upload documents. No.
Millards, no document is needed provided you are there in 2002.
End of story.
Those who have, yes.
Now you are
Listen, Millards,
amending your
I'll just
argument.
demonstrate in one case,
You are
Millards.
deviating from your original
No,
argument.
Millards, what has happened in 2002, somebody is else there, and they have to replicate whatever was there in that one, and they.
Let's not, you are only trying to say that somebody says today that how I will excluded my name, I am there in the 2002 list. You are saying, sir, if you are there in 2002, you are welcome, but in 2002, the name is XYZ. Today you are claiming XYL.
Exactly.
Therefore, the problem is right. XYZ. they have
That's the only discrepancy. Had they faithfully filled the forms cautiously, that the same person, they wouldn't have been automatic. They would have been allowed.
2000
What they have said is,
not-
that's my alias name.
A 2002 elector does not fill any form.
Millets, they need 2 minutes. Enumeration form is a mandatory one. Form, all that they have to do is, may I just give the practical ones which we have done, Millets? I'll show them to your lordship.
They just
So that
fill
my
up-
lords could
they
appreciate.
fill up their names.
Yes,
That is it. No
exactly. It's a ministerial job of filling up the names correctly. If they have not done that,
That is only an format without any documents. That there you disclose that, yes, I am there already in
Yes.
2002. I am not required to,
I am not required
not
to put in any confirmatory document.
yes, not necessary at all.
Document is
That
for
name itself is enough.
validation.
Only thing is,
Correct.
the details should match. There ends the matter.
Now what?
I'll just submit a model forms to your lordships. Kindly consider that. Whether there is any
You are
deviation.
submitting model form to someone who has filled up a form.
Beg your lordship's pardon.
You are submitting model form at least to me who has filled up a form. All right.
No, Millets, where the cases where they have not matched, despite their being there in 2002, once they have made a mistake in presenting the present enumeration form, that flags.
Question-
Otherwise, it's in.
That is not only the filter used in flagging logical discrepancy. There are multiple filters.
Millets,
There are multiple filters like, let us say I am person A,
yes, Millets.
son of person B.
Yes, Millets.
My name and father's name matches. But there is a filter that there is another person by the name of C, whose father name is B, that's the same, and they are born within 6 months. That sort of filters are
That's what
there
we have called
with
logical
regard-
discrepancy, Millets.
Now,
That's what we have called
That
logical
is what
discrepancy.
I am bringing you.
Yes, Millets.
When you bring in this logical discrepancy, it actually invokes your constitutional powers of verification, right? That can never be taken away, it is there.
Yes.
And what you rely on, in our understanding, is section 22 of the Representation of People's Act, that is a suo motu inquiry. And when you go into suo motu inquiry, Mr. Naidu, you examine rule 19 to rule 23 of the registration of electoral rules.
Yes, Millets.
They require a hearing upon notice. In this situation, what happened was there was no hearing given. It was only a verification
Millets,
of
after that,
documents
we,
submitted. That is why we are coming to this. Why we wanted the appellate tribunal when there was a constriction at the first instance verification. We need to protect the due process rights.
may I just submit one thing, Millets? Once we have published the list of logical discrepancies, whatever the variations, Millets, and then based on that one, they're informed, then they can as well submit to the ERO their objections or their justification, how in that process, my lords have said, because of the inadequacy of officers,
That has
judicial officers have come into picture.
been done because the volume of logical discrepancies which were marked and the date for the election was so close, and there was a constitutional issue of trust deficit, which we pointed out, between the people given by the state, inadequate, not literate with regard to
The whole issue began there when we wanted adequate manpower, trained ones,
this
that
situation.
has not been provided.
In this situation, we had to evolve a process. The process, however, had certain departures from Rule 1920. Because 1920, when you see an inquiry, it speaks of a notice, the opportunity of hearing and opportunity of presentation of documents, hearing being discretionary on the election officer.
May
Hearing wherever necessary by the judicial officers.
Millets,
So we have to leave this open for the appellate tribunal. And that is why our request to both of you, we cannot hurry this process.
Millets, as far as the year was concerned, there were hearings happening. Then judicial officers have come. Kindly see, Millets, the justification of logical discrepancy. To this day, after the scrutiny of judicial officers, 47% is the rejection.
Cannot on the,
Because they've been justified.
not on the end justifying means. We are on the means subjecting themselves to the reasonableness and fairness.
Could my lords recollect, Millets? The whole trouble began when we wanted EROs who have had this quasi-judicial experience. They were not provided. Once we have taken,
Mr. Naidu, it is not a fight between the state and the election commission.
inadequacy of manpower, Millets, I'm submitting.
It's not a blame game. It's a question of the voter being sandwiched between constitutional entities.
Millets, we have given every provision.
when-
We have given every assistance.
When we are fully in agreement with you.
Yes, Millets.
From your point of view, you have put your best foot forward. From the state's point of view, they are circumspect. We have decided that in this situation, to ensure a fair and impartial election, the purpose of the court must be enabling and not a adjudicatory exercise of who is right and who is wrong.
Millets, in the orders also, your lordships have chosen the votes very carefully in a very balanced manner. Never an accusing finger, either side.
The very spirit of court's hands-off approach, and if you see Mohinder Singh Gill,
Yes, Millets.
Lokshikant Sen,
Yes.
each and every case, the courts have intervened to promote fair election.
Millets, we have had every
Enter
endeavor.
or interdict an election.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is our spirit, which we invoked under Article 140.
Precisely, Millets. Even,
Deploy officers where there was a trust deficit between the state and the constitutional entity responsible for superintendence of roads, that these judicial officers will undertake a verification. But the volume, because we were not able to give the adequate numbers, the volume at which they had to do, there is always a chance of error. Just consider, Mr. Naidu.
Yes, Millets. Could my lords?
Going through 1,000 documents a day, if our correction or accurate rate is 70%, at least speaking for myself, I will rate the activity excellent.
Excellent.
So this is the pressure at which the judicial officers have worked. And so there will always be a margin of error. And in these situations, again, tested from the principles of reasonableness, due process, we need to have a robust appellate.
Yes, Millets.
We need to have a robust appellate program where both parties
May I add only one thing,
can
Millets?
ventilate and have a continuing right.
Yes.
Somewhere we are getting blinded by the dust and fury of an impending election. But a
Well,
right to remain on a roll, a right to vote in the country where you are born, is something which is not only constitutional, it's sentimental.
Indeed, Millets.
It is the biggest expression of nationality and patriotism that you are in a participatory process.
Democracy.
to create and elect a democratic government. So this is something which we need to very seriously.
Precisely, Millets. Precisely. We have given statistics, Millets, involving all states that have been subject to SIR.
Please help.
The exclusion or inclusion, we have given the percentage. West Bengal doesn't stand out in any manner. It's been on a par with many other states. And only question is that, Millets, with regard to manpower, my lords have come to our rescue.
We are not bothered about West Bengal standing out or West Bengal
It's been on a par, Millets. Only question is,
being a common theme.
yes, Millets.
But today, logical discrepancy has not been a category in other states. We have examined Bihar and we have found not a single person was flagged on logical.
Millets, West Bihar too has exclusions. Not even a single appeal was filed.
It was
What's the percentage of Bihar? The table, you see? Take the table.
How come we missed it? Was there any logical discrepancy? The election control can always manage the problem that plays. We have 45 deletions, right? How come you are this side? Next one, I think it's okay. 47. 47. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Give it to the election. And 47 division thing we have. This one Saturday morning, 35,000. Today morning, you can something. Justice Bakchi's thinking that notices are not variance in logical discrepancy cases, which is not correct. Notices would come, they should be received. Variance happen before the ERs. The state of decision making the creation of system. The council issue when the hearings did not happen for the creation of system. But it's not so that there was no hearing it. It is his right that there may be errors. That's why we are also pointing out that there are errors in their decisions. And we are also pointing out things. The tribunal should therefore not be agreed by such kind of petitioners. That is all that we are saying. What are those people who have assisted us? What are they called? Some micro observers. Are they still there? Yes, they're still there. They haven't given assistance to the judicial officers. Now that the job is over, then they've been deployed in the election building.
My lords, may I kindly appreciate one thing, my lords?
One
In
of
all,
the appellate tribunal, it's not a competition of
they have an enormous task now.
inflating the electoral roll or deflating the electoral roll.
Neither way, my lords.
Ensuring a fair hearing in inclusion and justifying it.
Absolutely. My lords may have seen when there are strange instances, candidates coming over, we have readily volunteered, gone over there and we have done it. With regard to my lords,
Very right and good spirit that.
yes, my lords. Now it seems there are about 25 to 30 lakh appeals to be decided by them.
34.
34 plus, my lords.
On a very arithmetic computation, each tribunal is having over a lakh appeals. If each one is.
From day one, my lords, from day one, wherever there is an exclusion or flagging out, we have put them on notice and micro observers have assisted the EROs and later the judicial officers, and at arriving at the just conclusion, then the orders were passed. Only the issue came with regard to the inadequacy of EROs. Otherwise, it was a smooth keel.
By giving that the question of hearing was not there.
Yes.
So in these situations, we may require an
Now
online.
tell us what we want.
I'm afraid there was hearing before EROs.
My lords, is
So, like,
hearing the
yeah,
West Bengal SIR matter 2-3
There was.
There's no use of any academic exercise.
So be it.
So we'll see that how the tribunals work and
Yes, my lords.
Your
Yes, my
lordship
lords.
is hearing the
And-
West
and
Bengal
if-
SIR matter
If
2-3, my
I
lords.
give the order passed by Justice Sivagnanda, my lord, your lordship may kindly read
we
paragraph
will
two
not
during.
mention
I-
anything which should be very clear because it will.
No, the other matter, my lord, your lordship want me to continue the argument with that, my lord, or should I conclude it here and now?
No, here there is no question of we will not enter.
No, no, I'm not, if an impression is given, my lord, that I want to score a point and come here first, take an order and run away,
Today,
that's not the point, my lord.
Still half day working.
Yeah.
Instead of getting an order in the evening,
Yes.
better you pursue your appeal there.
No, I'm not saying
Make
that.
out a case of urgency before the tribunal.
So if your lordships, my lord, are under the impression that I've come here to get an order from your lordship, run and score the match over others, it's not that, my lord. I come here, my lord, to say that, my lord, till the 5th, the venue, my lord, was not established.
That
There's a,
indicated you.
no, so if the ECI comes up and says, my lord, that first, second, we did everything, there is a letter by the registrar, my lord, of the High Court saying the venue is not available.
You are more concentrated
No,
on.
no,
this
not.
side.
I am now on para 9, then your lordship may see page 103, my lord. They say, my lord, that the judicial officers, my lord, have worked backwards. You see page para 9, my lord, at page 103.
Anybody will try to target the judicial officers, it is not acceptable.
Nobody is targeting anybody.
But once the documents have been scrutinized, the.
If the documents have not been scrutinized, the High Court Chief Justice says the documents are not scrutinized, there are no reasons given. Kindly see.
It's a
page 9.
wild.
The High Court Chief Justice says that there are no reasons by the judicial officers. Para 9, your lordship's order.
Let them pass an order.
So
They are not
if somebody
considered.
passes an order saying delete it and without any reasons,
Once the judicial officers have scrutinized the document, there is a
they
presumption.
have to give reasons. They have not given. The High Court Chief Justice says they are not giving any reason. I fear. He says I fear it.
Disrespectful like this.
My lord,
They
I'm
have done
saying
a commendable job.
they have not given any reasons. They have brushed everybody's side is my
They
submission.
have done it.
They could not have done that. The High Court Chief Justice says at para 9, the issue of alleged non-availability of reasons for rejection of the objection by the adjudicating authority, namely the judicial officers, is also highlighted by the learned Chief Justice.
Millets, they've been given an
And this is the what
opportunity to file an appeal and to
before Justice
vindicate their stand.
in that particular
They've been
matter,
given an
they don't
opportunity.
give the reasons. Just
Let's-
read that order. Read
let-
para 9 with what Justice Sivagnanam says.
Since the petitioners have already.
It is very unfortunate.
appeal before the appellate tribunal, comma, we are, in our considered view, the rest of the apprehensions expressed in this petition are premature. It goes without saying that if the petition's appeal is allowed, comma, the necessary consequences shall follow. It's like, if necessary consequences shall follow. The petitioners, comma, if so advised, may therefore approach the appellate tribunal before whom their appeal is listed and make out a case of out of turn hearing. It is explained, we clarified that we have not expressed any opinion on merits of the case.
That is what they're doing.
Manoj, may I have your?
This is very
Manoj,
It is not unfair.
may I have your?
Yes, yes. When you are frustrated, you don't have a point. The only thing is showing the lung power and accusing others.
This is the appellate tribunal. Both sides, you produce the documents and reports. We have already mentioned our detailed, despite detailed order. There is no question of now arguing here.
Manoj, I am seeking your lordship's
We are
leave.
coming back. We are coming.
Manoj, I wanted to mention item 59 for Manoj, if your lordships may take it now.
I took-
That 59, this is that unfortunate POXO case, Manoj. And
yes,
the
yes.
difficulty is the commissioner is here and there's some law and order issues, Manoj, which are brewing.
Told in the morning, yes.
Yes, Manoj. So would your lordships take
No, no,
it up
please
now?
Go back. We had on it. Send them back.
Please, Manoj. So commissioner can go back.
The instruction.
I have the instructions. I have the certified copy of the file, Manoj. The ACP and SHO will stay. The commissioner may go back.
My lord, before, in that very matter,
Justice Matter Act, Civil 46 and 46(1), was specifically fixed today at 10 PM for final hearing, and lodged in the afternoon. It's a, well, foreign award, which is passed in my paper, about 100 crores of, I have substituted.
What happened? Abhi करनी आई थी.
Hey, at 2 PM, the lordship are busy in the afternoon. Remember, they request 26th of April, it's in the first week of January.
I don't appreciate this kind of interference.
my lord is,